season. They're coming in off of a couple of wins at home and playing on the road for the first time. Set to jump things up. Elle Evans for Kansas. And Nyla Inman jumping center for Sam Houston State. See, we're early on. We got to get those things taken care of. Brandon Schneider, the 10th year head coach of the Jayhawks. 128 wins here at Kansas.
It's probably a new role for Elle Evans, probably not being used to jumping center and getting familiar with the rule that you can tip the basketball, but you can't actually catch it yourself when you're in that center circle.
Sam Houston State will push the tempo. They like to create and force turnovers and play at an up-tempo style. We'll see if they'll full-court press, really full-court press their opening 2 games of the season. Fanta Kone, one of the newcomers, junior transfer guarding Samaya Nichols out front. Williams back to Nichols. Her spin inside and is fouled. So Samaya Nichols gets to the free throw line. She had 20 points in the opening game and the only Jayhawk in double figures in that opening matchup. Check that. I guess Reagan Williams got the late bucket to get in double figures, but 20 points. Also 6 trips to the free throw line. That's going to be the common spot for her. Does a really good job, obviously, of drawing contact and getting herself to the free throw line.
And Samaya Nichols, as she's getting more familiar with playing point guard for the Jayhawks, is skilled enough to be able to handle that pressure from the Bearcats that they're going to see all night long and opening up driving opportunities to attack the basket.
Nichols, an 83% free throw shooter a season ago, missed a pair. They get a quick inside push to Deborah Ogiyemi, under the transfers into the Sam Houston State program. Nichols to the lane with the right hand and finishes.
And you mentioned the number of transfers that Sam Houston State has, and you know they're making that big jump from the WAC into Conference USA, and that's just a different level of basketball and need to strengthen that roster a little bit and want to compete at a higher level.
Kelly with the drive, did not fall for Sam Houston State. Backdoor cut. Sanaya Copeland on the dish, inside to Reagan Williams, had it blocked away by Nyla Inman. Back from the Bearcats. On the drive to the lane, but a travel on Kone. And a turnover back to Kansas. And here comes Sydney Kemp in for the first time, wearing 0. She's the Kansas City product. Lee Summit West High School in for the first time. First sub off the bench, appropriately enough, for Sam Houston State.
Of course, and we see a couple of Sam Houston State fans sitting behind their bench up on their feet. And if I were a bet man, I would think they were from right down the street in Kansas City, Missouri.
I did see one particular fan had a Bearcat shirt and a Chiefs hat on. So I figured that was probably a Kansas City relative of Kemp, right? She averaged 11.5 points per game a season ago, hit 51 threes. Shot clock running down. Copeland fires for 3 and gets the shooter's roll. Sanaya Copeland drops the trifecta.
Man, and I think I counted it, hit the rim 5 times before it finally dropped in there, and a great heads-up play by Samaya Nichols, knowing that she would draw 2 defenders late in that shot clock and finding the open Sanaya Copeland for the knockdown 3-point shot.
Copeland, transfer from Wisconsin, but hails from KCK and Olathe North High School. Second chance opportunity for Inman now for Sam Houston State. Here's the 3 from Kemp, and a whistle and a foul on the floor. Gonna be on Copeland. So the Copeland of Kansas picks up her first.
And the Bearcats not only showing their aggressiveness on the defensive end with the pressure style type of basketball that they like, but also showing their aggressiveness on the offensive glass, keeping the possession alive with 2 offensive rebounds there.
They will substitute freely as well, play with some depth. Obviously a lot of newcomers, but a lot of transfers in. They want to get some immediate impact into this roster. Not the biggest lineup Kansas will certainly face, but Jayhawks a little bit undersized at times themselves. They get it inside to Ogiyemi. It's 6 foot on the post, and she converts inside.
And Ogiyemi having no problem finishing over the smaller Sanaya Copeland. Is
Good help defense as well. That time sliding down from Ogiyemi to knock it off of Reagan Williams and out of bounds. So Williams out. Nadira El-Tayeb in for the first time. The redshirt senior out of Tacoma, Washington. She's coming back from the Achilles injury last year. Khalees Grant in for the first time, handling the point guard duties now for Sam Houston State, wearing number 3. Whitney Dunn also in it. Transfer from Alabama State, and a traveling violation on Inman on the perimeter.
Khalees Grant was a big spark plug for the Bearcats this weekend against Seattle U. She had 21 points, her career high off the bench, and she's looking to have some momentum.
Here comes the full court press. Knocked away into the hands of Coach Brandon. Here the Jayhawk bench. Kansas will get it back. Harshaw will bring it in. Get it to Nichols in the backcourt. And double dribble. Nichols may have caught the ball on the hip and turns it over. That's something that the Bearcats have done. They forced 31 turnovers in their opening game against Jarvis Christian and 32 turnovers against Seattle, turning those into 61 points off turnovers. So that's part of their game. Heat them up and try to get some easy opportunities.
Yeah, they've also been a little bit turnover prone themselves, so let's see if they can turn that recent turnover here into some points for them.
And then looking for help. Hands off now to Grant. Grant off the bounce. Off the screen now is Kelly. Inman now top of the circle. Shot clock down to 10. Tried to pass to the baseline. Elle Evans of Kansas knocks it away. And the Bearcats will have it on the inbound.
And the Jayhawks doing a nice job of keeping those ball handlers in front of them. Is a proficient part of Sam Houston State's offense is dribble driving and getting downhill, as we see taking place there. Is
Kelly on the drive. El-Tayeb on the rebound for Kansas. Looking to push back the other way. Harshaw spots up her 3 from the wing and hits.
A great find there by Sinai Nichols, and a confident catch and shoot there by Brittany Harshaw.
Jayhawk team we expect to see shoot a lot of threes this season. They have a pretty good green light. Here's a charge taken as well at the other end by Copeland. Whistle and a foul on Khalees Grant. So good job by Copeland on the defensive end. Hit an early 3 and now gets a defensive stop. Let's look at the Harshaw spot up a moment ago. Transition 3.
You saw Samai Nichols, as soon as that ball left Harshaw's hands, she started down towards the other end of the court. She knew that shot was going to be good. That's nothing like playing with a teammate that's got some good confidence in you.
Carla Osman for the first time. Freshman guard out of Madrid, Spain. Also, Laia Canessa in, the sophomore from Barcelona, Spain. I couldn't get the ball inbound there as Osma stepped over the line and turns it over. Sam Houston State will get it. Down 4.
And a freshman making freshman mistakes there, as there was some significant pressure there again by the Bearcats, that when it doesn't cause you to turn the ball over as it has done the last 2 possessions, at the very least it's going to speed the opponent up offensively, forcing them to take a bad shot. And that's one thing they really want to try to do if they can't match up with other teams across the board.
Baseline jumper is hit off the inbound by Whitney Dunn. They set the full court press again. Harshaw breaks it. On the drive now with the left hand. Double team coming. Actually 3 defenders there, and a charging foul on Harshaw. Collapsing defense there, and didn't see it coming.
Yeah, and I think Harshaw tried to force the issue a little bit too much, as she ran out of real estate there, and there was not much she could do. Probably should have came to a 2-foot jump stop and had a strong pivot and looked for a teammate, but maybe tried to create a little bit too much on her own and ended up drawing the foul.
Shot up and no good by Ogiyemi. Rebound to Kansas, looking to run. Osma filling the break. Kicks it off to Copeland for 3. El Tayeb the stick back. And rebounded by Sam Houston State's Sydney Kemp. He'll drive the floor, blocked by Osma and out of bounds. Timeout on the floor. We'll take one as well. Midpoint here of the opening quarter. Kansas, an early 2-point lead.
Every story has a beginning. My story is unique. It's filled with challenges, molded by circumstances, wired into my very being. But it's not just about the past. It's about the future. Protecting what matters and staying focused on your goals. Because in the end, it's my story. And it's still being written.
Jayhawk fans, we know you take pride in your team and in your home. When it's game day, you want your home performing its best, just like your team. That's why Kate's is offering Jayhawk fans a special deal. A furnace installed by Kate's for just $2,490. Visit katesheatingandcooling.com/KU to learn more. Who can keep your home game day ready? Kate's can.
It's estimated between now and 2050, we're going to add 1.7 billion people to the planet. The more people, the more energy. The United States is doing its part, rising to become the #1 oil and gas producing nation on Earth, all the while reducing our emissions year over year. And that makes sense here in Kansas, where it's mostly local producers that live in your own town. They care about your environment because it's their environment too. Do your own research at kansasstrong.com.
Dear unbreakable spirit, when the terrain is gnarly, you steady us. When obstacles are ahead, you lift us. When the turf is hostile, you inspire us. Own a legend. Toyota Trucks. Toyota has the best resale value of all brands according to Kelley Blue Book's KBB.com. Find yours at Toyota.com. Toyota. Let's go places.
Midpoint of the opening quarter, Kansas an early 2-point lead. Jayhawks in the midst of an opening season homestand, back at 2 games this week, including Omaha coming up on Thursday. Sunday's matchup on the 17th will be home as well. And then the neutral site game against Iowa coming up on the 20th. Hope to see you Thursday. And then back at it on Sunday here on ESPN+. Sam Houston State out of the timeout. They have been fantastic in their opening quarters of their first 2 matchups. We have a 3-second call whistled here on Leah Salinas Beeman just into the lineup. She's the lone freshman on this roster. But their first 2 quarters against Jarvis Christian, they had a 44-6 opening quarter. Unbelievable. That's a school record. And then got out to an 18-8 first quarter lead against Seattle. So they've started quickly and hanging here with Kansas in the first half. Elle Evans knocks down the 3, and that's welcome news for Jayhawk fans after her kind of struggles from the field in the opener.
Yeah, that's exactly what Coach Snyder brought Evans here to do, is a catch-and-shoot 3. Struggled a little bit here early, but looking to build some confidence, and that started with great dribble penetration there, and awesome pass on time on target.
She wants it again. Missed it this time. Put back by Osma's miss. Williams got a hand on the rebound, but it's out of bounds to Sam Houston State. Coach Brandon talked about Elle Evans a little bit after the game the other day. Said, got to get her something quick to get her started. Can't just think she's going to come out firing from 3, get her a quick post up, get her something in the lane, get her the free throw line to get her going. But she did find the 3-point arc to start this one. She's the transfer from North Dakota State Sharpshooter a season ago. Hit 75 threes, 46% from that arc. So she's going to have some big games in a Jayhawk uniform. Here's a nice three from Whitney Dunn, who's got a couple of buckets off the bench for Sam Houston State.
And a really nice three there by Dunn off of a freshman's mistake is Carla Osma was there on the basketball. Got a little disoriented. That wasn't the person she was supposed to be guarding, but that person actually had the basketball. And Samai Nichols does a nice job with the reverse layup there.
Kind of something out of nothing there. Dribbled through traffic, kind of found a seam and a reverse lay-in. Nichols with a quick four. Hinman for three, off the mark. Goes for the rebound for Kansas. Nichols off the high screen, and Dunn there to slide over. Took it away, and it's out of bounds to Kansas. Dunn worked her way around that screen awfully well. Got a good portion of the ball through the lane. Good defensive stop by Whitney Dunn, who's getting ahead to the bench. She's got 5 points to lead the Bearcats here early on.
The Bearcats doing a great job of showing no fear early, not being intimidated by playing from in a bigger conference, a bigger opponent, as they're starting their 2-game road stretch here in Lawrence and finishing up in Rice. And
Wyatt Canessa whistled for the foul. And a turnover back to Sam Houston State. And a traveling violation on the dribble. That's from Kone.
a little bit of a happy feet out there on both ends of the basketball court for these teams. And some of them have been forced turnovers by way of high pressure defense, and some of it's just been a little bit of early season jitters trying to get worked out here in November.
Copeland back in for Kansas. Kayla Kelly back in for Sam Houston State. Also, Whitney Dunn, who just checked out, checked back in, replacing Kone. Copeland now handling across midcourt on the bounce. Spins to the lane, looking for help. Top of the circle now to Harshaw. Now almost at her pocket pick. Pressure defense ramped up again by the Bearcats. Nichols gets it with 9 to go. Double team coming off the screen. Good defensive help once again by the Bearcats. And Kelly comes away with it.
And a fantastic defensive series there by the Bearcats, denying Samaya Nichols from getting the basketball, forcing Copeland to be the point guard. You could tell she was a little uncomfortable with that the entire possession, and by the time Nichols got it back late shot clock, she was a little bit frenzied and hurried trying to make a play and ended up forcing that ball. Turnover.
Dump pass inside. Ogiemi had the first one blocked. And Elle Evans may have got a piece of the second one, but it goes down. So Ogiemi staying with it. And the stick back as the Bearcats back within 2. Evans may have turned an ankle. Harshaw now, the crossover. Nice little leaner in the lane for Brittany Harshaw.
Nice job by Harshaw. Yeah, I think she was going up thinking maybe to pass to Sanaya Copeland there in the corner, but thought better of it as she had a 2-foot finisher there, albeit over 2 defenders, and ended up being the right decision. Is I think you're right, Elle Evans did maybe turn an ankle or tweak a knee there as Carla Osma is hustling back to the scores table potentially to check in for her.
Trying to draw the charge was Nichols. It's going to be a blocking foul on the drive. Osma will check in for Evans. Canessa for Nichols. Got the second foul on Samaya Nichols as well. The preseason All Big 12 pick. Naismith Player of the Year watch list with a couple fouls here with 1:10 to go in the opening quarter. So something to keep an eye on for Kansas. Also playing tonight once again without the senior Yvette Mayberry. She's the other primary ball handler for Kansas. So a little extra pressure on Laya Canessa at that point guard right now, replacing Nichols. Free throw missed by Inman.
And if there's ever a time you want to have Yvette Mayberry available, it is against a pressure-packed team like Sam Houston State is. Lai Canessa coming off of a game earlier this week with 5 turnovers, trying to work her way in the ability to handle the pressure.
It's both free throws. Here's Canessa handling against the Kansas City product, Sydney Kemp. Canessa on the drive, high off the window, can't hit. Osma steals the rebound away. Copeland, little fake in the lane and finishes.
And a great effort there by Carla Osma on the offensive glass, keeping that play alive so Sanaya Copeland can get downhill and score that basketball. We got a loose shoe, a flat tire out here on the court.
Nyla Inman getting that footwear back on. Here's Kemp off the double screen. Now to Kelly, shot clock at 7. Kelly, the spin move on the baseline. It's tipped out of bounds to Kansas.
And we saw the Bearcats open up this game with a couple of early first quarter 3-point makes, but they would very much prefer to drive downhill and score in the paint. And on that possession, the Jayhawks doing a nice job staying disciplined, of not fouling and making them finish over length. Is a nice block there by Inman.
Yeah, Inman comes flying as Harshaw is spotted up in the corner. Jayhawks could have played for the final shot of the quarter. Got a quick look there, but blocked away. Canessa through the lane. She was the inbounder. Nice little play there to get her the ball back.
A nice heads-up play there by Osma, finding fellow Spaniard Lai Canessa for the easy layup.
Sam Houston got the 3 look from Kemp. It did not fall. Kansas
got in there without any fear in their eyes.
And the Jayhawks leading scorer, Samaya Nichols, on the bench with 2 fouls as well in that opening quarter. Nice backdoor cut, Harshaw. And a defensive effort by Ogiyemi. Back come the Bearcats, who played 10 deep already here in the opening half. Inman on the dribble. Cut off nicely by the freshman Reagan Williams. Spot and kick, and Dunn. Whitney Dunn has drained another 3 as she leads now with 8. And a foul out front on Dunn. He's been the defensive handler of the point guard, at least to start things off. So Dunn had just 6 points combined in the opening 2 games. Played an average of just 10 minutes, as been the primary scorer thus far with 8 for Sam Houston State.
And Dunn doing a really nice job in allowing the defensive end of the court to fuel her offensive aggression, building confidence there instead of vice versa. And it's serving her and the Bearcats very well.
Kone on the dribble out front. Now gets it to Dunn. Shot clock at 8. Dunn goes to work. Spins. Little fadeaway shot in the lane. Can't hit it. Osma had a hand on the rebound, and then I think it's going to be a reach-in foul on Dunn. So Dunn will have to have a seat now with 2 fouls. Or will she? Looks like she's staying in for the moment. She did pick up her second here in the opening minute 15 of this second quarter. She'll stay in and defend on Canessa.
Yeah, and the Bearcats can afford that because they play such a large grouping of personnel that even if a player has 2 fouls early in the second quarter, they could still allow it. As Sanaya Copeland connects with a 3-point shot from the corner.
Copeland with a couple of threes here in the first half, and she has 8. The Wisconsin transfer hit 43 threes a season ago with the Badgers. Jayhawks by 8. Ogiyemi finds Dunn, who tries to go baseline. Good help defense from Kansas. Inman from the elbow. Rebound fought for, knocked out of bounds by KU. Off Osma. Kelly back into the Sam Houston lineup. Grant will have a seat. Kone will replace Dunn, who just picked up her second foul. play this style, you got to be ready to get in and out and in and out. And it's like hockey substitutions here, Wayne, in the opening half.
Yeah, and you certainly need to do that to be able to keep this volume and this type of pressure up defensively on both ends. You have to constantly rotate fresh bodies. As Lyle Canessa gets a little sped up there, steps out of bounds and committing yet another turnover.
Asia Ward-Strong had a couple looks for the Bearcats on the interior. Jayhawks a nice job defensively, but then commit the turnover. Kelly on the drive. Off the window, too strong. Good. Pogo rebound by Ward-Strong, but can't finish. Copeland comes away with it now for Kansas. Canessa hassled in the backcourt again, and it's off the end line. Forcing the turnover was Asia Ward-Strong.
Man, it's just pestering aggressive defense here by Sam Houston State as Canessa tries to come back and get the ball from Sanaya Copeland, and picking up full court, not allowing any easy activity.
And now an interesting move. Canessa commits a turnover. Samaya Nichols is back into the Kansas lineup with 2 fouls. With 7.5 to go here in the opening half. Inman on the baseline drive. Too strong. El Tayeb up high for the rebound for Kansas. Nichols ahead to Copeland. She's got a step, flips it up, and missed it. Numbers for the moment for the Bearcats. Ogayemi inside, off the window and good. Deborah Ogayemi with the bucket on the interior. She's got 8 here in the opening half. Corner 3 from Copeland, who's hit 3 threes. To start this one for the Jayhawks, now double figures with 11.
And this fast-paced game continues to favor the Bearcats, even though they're a little bit down, as
Nichols driving to contact and gets the foul on Ogayemi.
And I actually thought that could have possibly been an offensive foul by Samaya Nichols as she extended that left arm away from the basketball, kind of anticipating some aggressive contact by Sam Houston State. And that's been one thing that's actually cost the Jayhawks several layups already in this second quarter, is anticipating the contact first and taking their concentration off the rim and making the layup. As Nichols steps to the free throw line and makes her first, as they're trying to find easy baskets, and the Bearcats doing a great job of making the Jayhawks earn every single point.
Nichols 2 for 2 at the line. Jayhawks now their biggest lead. Nichols had 20 the other night. 6 here tonight. 2 fouls here in this opening half, something to keep an eye on. Inman missed the 16-footer, brought down by Kansas. Nichols off the high screen. Changes gears, and a whistle and a foul, and draws 2 more free throws. So Yvette Mayberry held out again today, nursing an injury. Calling it just precautionary, but kind of day-to-day, but not available again tonight. The senior out of Tulsa, 3rd year with Kansas, and 1,300 points and veteran leadership as well, not available tonight. Played in the exhibition game, but has not played in the 2 regular season games thus far.
And probably the right move to hold her, as you think about they've got 3 games in 1 week, just the volume of that. It's really difficult to go into a nagging injury when you're playing that much in 1 week, and of course knowing that the non-conference schedule is only going to get progressively more and more difficult, as they've got a road game coming up against Iowa and then leading into a difficult holiday tournament in the British Virgin Islands.
Off the turnover. Here comes Kansas. Harshaw on the crossover. Finds daylight for a second. Good help defense once again. Ogayemi sliding over. 2-on-2 back the other way. Now 3-on-2 filling the break, and it's Kelly with the finish off the assist from Ward-Strong.
An excellent transition offense there, as the Bearcats took advantage of Brittany Harshaw's drive to the basket, falling down on the ground and then getting a quick outlet and doing a great job of filling those lanes and finding numbers in transition, playing 5-on-4 for an easy basket.
Referees sorting out the tie-up. Both teams aggressive in hitting the floor. Possession arrow pointing to Sam Houston State. So that's the 10th turnover of the opening half for the Jayhawks. And again, a Sam Houston State team. They'll commit some turnovers, but they're looking to turn people over. 63 turnovers forced in their first 2 games and 10 more here in this opening half.
And I actually think they're doing a nice job of taking care of the basketball, which is why they're able to hang in this game and not give up easy points in transition.
Kylie McGuire back in to the Sam Houston State lineup, replacing Oguyemi.
Sanaya Copeland coming in for Samaya Nichols there as they plug her in just to get a quick burst of offensive energy, but quickly sending her back to the bench to avoid picking up a 3rd foul.
And then get her a little breather before the mid-quarter break. Tied up again. This time possession arrow will point to Kansas. So we are at the midpoint of the second quarter. Kansas lead at 9. We'll be back with more on ESPN+. Jump ball situation just before the midpoint timeout. Nadir El-Tayeb wearing 33 here. It's tied up by Sam Houston State, but the 2 knocked heads on the tie-up, and you see it there. And El-Tayeb took a knock, and you see the blood right above what looks like her left eye, and she went immediately back to the locker room. And we'll see if when she can return. Jayhawks center.
And certainly nothing malicious there, and it actually didn't even look like that vicious enough of a contact, but man, you saw the aftermath of that as they hurried Nadir back to the locker room, potentially to get some stitches, certainly some medical treatment of some kind, and I'm not sure that we'll see her the rest of this quarter.
There's Fanta Kone, who had the collision with her. You can see her saying, I didn't even hit her that hard. I don't even know what happened. The knock puts the Jayhawks center back in the locker room for the moment. Kansas with the lead. It's past the midpoint here of the opening half. They've led by as many as 11. Evans in and out for 3. Hit her first 3, has missed a couple since. Back comes Sam Houston State. Inman out front. Jayhawks leaves Samaya Nichols on the bench with her 2 fouls. Jayhawk point guard. Inman, the shot clock at 5. Now to Kelly, who travels. A good defensive stop for Kansas on this trip.
Yeah, and you could just kind of feel that entire possession that there wasn't going to be much good to be able to come out of that for the Bearcats, as much as their offense has been initiated by ball screens, double ball screens, horns actions, and when that never materialized there in that possession, it was advantage Jayhawks.
Vanessa now handling the point guard duties. Hands off to Evans, and then gets whistled for the moving screen. So that's the second, I believe, as well now on Canessa. And again, playing without Wyvette Mayberry, their 2 primary ball handlers right now. Canessa and Nichols, each with 2 first-half fouls. And Nichols pops up off the Jayhawk bench, ready to come in. After the ball's turned over on the wing, Kone tried to fire it wide for Kelly, off the mark into the Kansas bench.
And I believe it was the second foul of similar sorts as Canessa is trying to hand the ball off to El Evans. But in that dribble handoff, you're not allowed to roll into the defender, as they are allowed freedom of movement on their end as well. And so gonna have to clean that up and come into a solid jump stop on that dribble handoff, or continue to commit a foul.
Canessa also now on the end of the bench with the trainer, so we'll keep an eye on that development as well. Jayhawks turn it over in the lane. And that courtesy of Reagan Williams. 13 now first half turnovers for Kansas. Handoff now to Grant. Step back, 16-footer is a little bit strong. Good box out that time by the freshman Williams. And gets the rebound for Kansas. Nichols got a paint touch on the dribble. Now to Evans. Evans off the screen, and Reagan Williams now whistled for the high screen. So if there wasn't a point of emphasis, the Jayhawks should know it now. Got to set that screen, and Williams has whistled for the foul.
Yeah, and I didn't quite see the violation on that. It looked like Coach Snyder is feeling that same kind of sentiment with his frustration. And wow, we see Samaya Nichols get taken out right there in a similar play. And even though the Jayhawks are currently leading this game for now, it feels like they're losing the fight in a lot of ways.
Inman with a nice little leaner. That's the Jayhawk lead to 7. Williams down the right runway, flips it up, and no good. Rebound to Grant. Grant now pushing. Sam Houston State 2-0, their first road game here in Lawrence tonight, hanging with the Jayhawks in this opening half. Drive and kick, and nearly stepped out of bounds to Grant, able to save it. Kelly on the drive and whistled for the charge. Sanaya Copeland draws, I think that's the second one she's drawn in this opening half.
Yeah, the second charge she's done, and a great job knowing her personnel is ready for that dribble drive defender, and Kelly, not known for her comfort in taking the long three-point shot late in the shot clock, played her as a driver and used her feet to beat her to the spot.
So Kelly whistles for the foul, her first. Nichols got inside, lost her defender, and finishes. Good strong move by Samaya Nichols in the lane.
And a really nice 2-foot finish there, as the Jayhawks have been a little inefficient in being able to score at the basket. A lot of it's had to do with them trying to finish off one leg, which with a physical game like this, not being on balance, is Kelly responds with a nice mid-range jump shot there.
So Kelly now with 4. Inman nearly got the steal. Good help defense again. Nichols will drive in a block charge situation. It's going to be a blocking foul on Sam Houston State as Nichols avoids foul number 3. Took the brunt of it though. She'll shake it off.
Coach Snyder and the rest of the Jayhawks in the building holding their breath on that whistle there to see which way it went. Is you never know nowadays with that block charge, and Samaya Nichols trying to finish this second quarter with 2 fouls as Laya Canessa soon hustles to the scores table, who's going to check in for the shooting Nichols.
Nichols was wincing as well at the line. See that kind of sleeve on her left knee, took a knock in the opening game, kind of sat out the last portion of the ball game the other day. They said it was not anything serious, but she'll take some abuse when she enters the paint. Missed the second, so Canessa remains at the scorer's table for the moment. Drive and bodies everywhere, but no whistle. Inman comes away with it. She drives at Nichols, and a whistle and a foul, and it'll be on Inman on the charge. So Samaya Nichols playing with a little fire here in this opening half. She's done a couple of things that could have very well been at least foul number 3.
And Samaya Nichols is the 3rd Kansas player that immediately upon checking out has gone to the end of the bench to seek medical attention.
It's been a physical opening half. The miss from Copeland from 3. Rebound to Sam Houston State, down 8. looking to their bench, and head coach Raven Justice for the call is Kone. He's on the dribble, bouncing outside. Head and shoulder fake now for Ward Strong. Up off the glass, too strong. Evans a rebound for Kansas. Immediately double teamed in the backcourt. Kone dives for it. Knessa comes away with it. Inman tried to tip it away. Williams ahead to Copeland, who traveled. Got sped up there at the end, and Copeland whistled for the turnover. So Sam Houston State will try to get a quick shot if they can. Kone gets all the way to midcourt, fires it up, and it's off the mark. Kansas leads by 8, half number 2. It's Sam Houston State with the basketball, trailing by 8. They get it on the interior right away, and a move on the inside from Oguyemi, and whistle the foul on Reagan Williams. That'll be the second foul on Williams. 2 fouls on Williams, 2 on Nichols, 2 on Knessa in the opening half. Sam Houston State had 3 players with 2 in the opening half. Oguyemi, Kone, or check that, Kelly, and then Whitney Dunn, who had 8 points off the bench to lead Sam Houston starting the second half, but she's beginning the half with 2 fouls as well.
A nice strategy there by Coach Raven Justice, attacking the freshman Reagan Williams right away, who's been solid in her first exhibition game and regular season game of the year, but really struggling to find her way in this contest.
Nichols, top of the circle. Copeland trying to cut back door. Couldn't find her. Step back shot is missed. Long rebound to Williams. Kansas gets another look at it. Goes off the screen, drive and kick. Here's Harshaw. Corner 3 is good. Brittany Harshaw hit a 3 to start the game. Now with 8. Couple made 3s for her on the ball game.
And that first 3 of hers in the first quarter came from that very same spot right there in that corner 3. Is
Oguyemi on the dribble, and the whistle and a foul. I believe it's going to be on Evans. So this is what you're going to see a lot of this year for the Jayhawks. Nichols drawing attention, drive and kick. And Harshaw buries the 3. Harshaw and Evans, 2 really good perimeter shooters, will take advantage of the drive and kick opportunities when possible.
And it's kind of a pick your poison defensively, as Samaya Nichols does a great job being a dribble driver, but what defender do you leave? And in that scenario, it was Brittany Harshaw, and she was left wide open for the 3-point shot, as Sanaya Copeland does a great job being active defensively with their hands and causing a turnover there.
And good news for Kansas, Adira El-Tayeb back in the lineup. She went back to the locker room. Not sure if she had stitches or not, but had a cut above her left eye. You can see a little bandage on it there, but she's back in the mix. Evans on the drive down the runway, couldn't find it. Sam Houston State on the push. Here's Ward Strong, kept the pivot foot. Kicks out Inman for 3, is well short. El-Tayeb the rebound for Kansas.
And you mentioned Adira being back in the game, and she does a great job just having a big physical presence there on the paint, and does a nice job rebounding, squeezing the ball, and getting quick outlets.
Inman on the steal for the Bearcats. Into Kelly, missed the short shot. Rebound though, and a fresh possession. Each team operating offensively here in the second half in front of their own bench. So right in front of Raven Justice, the head coach, operate the Bearcats. On the drive, Inman. Copeland was there defensively. The throw out though is stolen away. Kelly will spot from 15, can't hit, and that's going to be foul number 3 on Samaya Nichols.
Just a little bit of miscommunication there by Adira El-Tayeb and Brittany Harshaw, as she dropped her head and was trying to fill the lane and get outside wide, and always have to see the most important object on the court, and that being the basketball at all times.
So Knessa in and Nichols out. Maybe a familiar refrain. Both guards battling a little foul issue in the first half. And again, Jayhawks playing a little bit short in the backcourt tonight. Yvette Mayberry yet to make her first appearance of the season. Precautionary, out with an injury. Kelly hits the free throw.
And the transfer, Sanaya Copeland, did a nice job in the first and second quarter being the anchor for this Jayhawk team when Samaya Nichols was not at the point. Let's see if she's up to the task here later in the game.
2 up, 2 down from the free throw line for Kayla Kelly. Harshaw now helping out with ball handling duties as well. El Tayeb, backdoor look to Evans on the reverse, can't finish.
And in a great find there by El Tayeb as Evans cut to the basket, and she just cannot quite connect from behind the three-point arc or in the paint.
Ogayemi the miss. Foul is on the rebound. El Tayeb is fouled on Kayla Kelly. That'll be the third foul on Kelly. She'll have to have a seat. Kelly, one of 4 double-figure scorers early on in the season for Sam Houston State, averaging 10 a game. And a 5-second call as Evans can't get it in against the full court pressure. Another turnover back to the Bearcats.
And a big-time credit to the Bearcats, but all things considered equal, that is the type of turnover that Coach Schneider wants, a dead ball turnover. So now the Bearcats have to take it out of bounds with the set Kansas defense as they give it right back to the Jayhawks.
If you're going to turn it up, right? You want the variety that doesn't lead to the quick bucket,
true.
Right?
It's true.
Okay, gotcha. Not that anybody's rooting for more turnovers. We had our fill in the first half, but it's a little bit of Sam Houston State's style. Again, they have forced in their first 2 games 31 and 32 turnovers, so a total of 63 forced, and they've also turned it over 49 times heading into tonight. So, and both teams now in double figures in that turnover category here in the second half. 18 for Kansas, 13 for Sam Houston State. Canessa on the drive, little fadeaway and one.
And what a finish there by Canessa, as from the ground off the foul, she elatedly yells and one. Fighting through the contact there as she's labored to deal with the physicality of Sam Houston State all night long, and finally handles it in the right way and converts on the offensive end.
Whitney Dunn picks up her 3rd foul. She led Sam Houston State with 8 points in the first half, picks up her 3rd and checks out. Canessa hits the free throw. Wyatt Canessa played 18 games a season ago in her freshman campaign, but battled injury to start the season and didn't really crack a huge part of the rotation. It's just under 6 minutes a game, getting some valuable minutes here with foul trouble now for Nichols and no Mayberry tonight. To continue her kind of learning experience here in her sophomore campaign. Drive to the hole and a foul as Ward Strong is fouled going to the interior. El Tayeb picks up the foul on the drive, and that's her first. 2 free throws now for Asia Ward Strong. Another one of the transfers, 8 transfers into this Bearcats lineup this year. Out of Dallas, Texas. A junior college in Texas a season ago.
I think Ward Strong has done a great job of catching to drive. As soon as that ball hits her hands, she's putting her head down and attacking the rim.
Harshaw over the top, receives the inbound pass. Now 2-on-2, and the defender parts way, and Harshaw drives to the hole for the bucket. Good job breaking the press that time for Kansas.
And maybe the Jayhawks have figured something out here, as so much of the pressure is up in front of the offensive player that there's plenty of space to throw over the top, and Elle Evans possesses that strength to throw a long pitch ahead pass and finding Brittany Harshaw striding down the court.
Inman the spin on the baseline. And a foul on the rebound will be whistled on the Bearcats. I think that's going to be on Ward Strong. Here's your Ward Strong on the foul. This was the last time down the floor. The pass ahead to Harshaw finished at the rim. Kansas broke that full court pressure. Love to see these types of things, though, probably early on in the season, though. Right, Wayne? You get a team that likes to press right out of the chute, something you don't get to work on every day.
Yeah, as we see a nice second effort there by Harshaw on the glass for the finish. And, you know, usually see these types of teams and this type of play early on in the non-conferences. They've got to find a way to mitigate facing the skill and the size of the Jayhawks. But both teams are in the fight and coming back here to finish up another great third quarter.
We're elevating our potential and opening up a whole new world of possibilities. Elevate your University of Kansas experience with Jayhawk checking from Central Bank. Central Bank and KU, elevating together.
Jayhawk fans, we know you take pride in your team and in your home. When it's game day, you want your home performing its best, just like your team. That's why Kate's is offering Jayhawk fans a special deal. A furnace installed by Kate's for just $2,490. Visit katesheatingandcooling.com/KU to learn more. Who can keep your home game day ready? Kate's can.
Are ahead, you lift us. When the turf is hostile, you inspire us. Own a legend. Toyota Trucks. Toyota has the best resale value of all brands according to Kelley Blue Book's KBB.com. Find yours at Toyota.com. Toyota. Let's go places.
Smiles. These are the healthy smiles of real Delta Dental members. Folks with access to the nation's largest network of dentists and low-deductible plans with 100% preventive care coverage, all backed by over 65 years of expertise. Go online or give us a call to learn about affordable individual plans that meet your needs. 1-800-234-3375.
Together, we're elevating our potential and opening up a whole new world of possibilities. Elevate your University of Kansas experience with Jayhawk checking from Central Bank. Central Bank and KU, elevating together.
Jayhawks their biggest lead now at 12. 6:01 to go here in the third quarter. Brittany Harshaw with back-to-back buckets for Kansas now leads the Jayhawks with 12. One of two Jayhawks in double figures here in this one. Sanaya Copeland with 11. Here's a look at Harshaw. Had a 3 and a drive. Beating the full court pressure a moment ago. Sam Houston State out of the timeout. Firing from 3 was Grant. Grant the leading scorer for the Bearcats on the season. Better than 16 a game. Samaya Nichols remains on the Kansas bench with 3 fouls. El Tayeb, a little high-low, the pass to Harshaw, and the finish.
And a similar back cut we saw there by Elle Evans earlier in the quarter, not able to convert, as Brittany Harshaw does a better job of embracing the contact and finishing high off the glass there.
Can't convert the free throw, but Harshaw now with 14. going to work. Asia Strong. Shot clock down to 5. Inman gonna have to hurry now. Did get the rim to reset the shot clock. Stolen away though by Kansas. Harshaw got there on the ground with Copeland. Take it away. Comes Copeland. Now 3-on-2 suddenly. El Tayeb couldn't finish.
Man, those types of possessions when the front court of the Jayhawks does a nice job of handling the pressure, you want to see it converted on the other end, and just could not quite do it.
Turnover by Grant, and we head to timeout. Jayhawks by 14. Wayne has dubbed this the sports equinox, the month of November where everything collides. There's this upcoming week's schedule of games, Wayne, and you want a sport, you can find a sport, right?
You can find it, and how about finding some postseason soccer as you had the reigning Big 12 tournament champions on halftime.
They had the wrestling belts. You never got a wrestling belt.
You know that's a new thing,
you?
and in some ways in watching this game, they should have left one of those wrestling belts here, because there have been a couple possessions here in the series which looked more like a WWE match than a basketball game.
So all the coverage just showed you available on ESPN Plus. Busy week ahead. Samai Nichols back into the Kansas lineup, playing with 3 fouls. She goes to work in the lane and is fouled going to the hoop. Kone on the foul, and Nichols to the free throw line. She's already had 8 trips to the stripe here in the ball game.
Pretty impressive double spin move there, and if she doesn't feel 2 defenders coming in for the double team, she's confident that she can always win her matchup, either by scoring the point or drawing the foul, which she just did there.
So Nichols, 83% free throw shooter a season ago. This is her 10th free throw on the ball game here tonight. And 5 of 10, so way below her average, but getting herself to the line, double figures with 11. Sam Houston State, meanwhile, has not hit a field goal in this second half. The Jayhawks have scored, can't really call it a run, but 8 straight points. But a slow walk for 8 straight. Driving, a finish from Kone at the rim, and one.
Man, a tough finish there by Kone as she split 2 Jayhawk defenders there, Osman, Kanessa, and was able to get the score there.
So Ozma the foul, and the and one completed. Full court pressure back on. Not guard Williams on the bounce, all over Samai Nichols, so Harshaw will bring it up court. Hands back to Nichols. She's being defended now by Dunn, who picked up her 3rd foul earlier in this half. She had 8 first half points. But the defensive assignment as well on Nichols, who goes to work. Off the screen, off the glass, and in.
And a nice job there by Nichols, keeping her dribble alive, being patient and looking, but not able to sprint back as Kelly was able to get the pitch ahead and attack right away to erase that basket.
Got to her left hand on the floater. And Kelly with the finish now with 8. Nichols off the screen again, gets to the lane, and a blocking foul. 2 more free throws for Samaya Nichols. And that's going to be the 4th foul on Dunn.
And the Jayhawks doing a better job of handling the pressure from the Bearcats and being able to get settled down into the half court and finding different matchups to exploit. And one of the important things that this Jayhawk team needs to do is to find ways to score easy baskets. If it doesn't happen from the 3-point line, as Elle Evans still hasn't been able to get going, and you're trying to find a way to fight that high pressure that forces turnovers, be strong with the basketball, knowing that they're going to foul and pressure and get to the free throw line for easy baskets.
Saw Bearcats head coach Raven Justice with Whitney Dunn, who has to sit down with her 4th foul here. 3.5 to go in the 3rd. Nichols 2 more free throws now with 15. 12 trips to the free throw line, so he's done a nice job of getting isolation work to draw some fouls on Sam Houston State. Inman to work. The double team of Williams and Evans got a piece of it. Shot clock winding down, but Kelly beats it with the jumper.
Man, and Kelly just willing that basket in. Even after getting her shot deterred earlier in that possession, just stayed after it with the chase down offensive rebounds. That's a 50-50 ball there. She just wanted it more.
And then presence of mind to beat the clock. Inbounds pass is thrown away. Osma had it knocked away. And then the second chance threw it into the backcourt. Evans on the block. Copeland on the run out behind the back and the lay-in. So defense to offense leads to a Kansas bucket.
Man, who would have thought you would have seen an assist as a block right there, as Elle Evans with the crafty defense leads into easy transition basket as Copeland shows off some handles there for the finish.
Got the ball on the inside to Ogiemi, who is fouled. There's Copeland on the finish. Do you get the assist on that one? You get the block for sure, or they give you the assist as well?
I think Copeland probably took a few too many dribbles right there to cancel that out. Maybe the home score table might oblige that, but a great start to a fast break nonetheless.
So Reagan Williams picks up her 4th foul. The freshman will have to check out. 2:22 to go. Ogiemi at the free throw line. Missed the first. Ogiemi had 8 first half points. Now double figures 10 to go along with 8 rebounds to lead the way for the Bearcats. And hits the second. And back to the full court press. It's time to get it to Nichols. And Nichols is bumped in the backcourt by Asia Ward-Strong. Ward-Strong picks up her 3rd, and we walk to the other end for Samaya Nichols and more free throws. Nichols' 13th trip to the free throw line. Jayhawks, this is now free throw number 15, but again, primarily courtesy of Nichols getting the work done to get to the line.
It'll be interesting
out
to see what Coach Raven Justice does here. Will she have her team continue that full court pressure despite being in the bonus, sending Jayhawks to the free throw line, or will they back things off and pick it back up in the 4th quarter?
Kelly, the microwave all of a sudden. She goes to the baseline and hits again.
And a great job absorbing the contact of Samaya Nichols and finishing over the top. That left hand has proven lethal this quarter.
And Samaya Nichols going to pick up her 4th foul in the backcourt. Tried the tip away from Asia Ward-Strong and commits the foul in the backcourt for number 4.
Oh, and that looked just to be more of a frustration and desperation foul there by Nichols, though she's probably felt like she's gotten fouled at a higher degree than that earlier in the game.
So the Jayhawks all Big 12 performer, their leading scorer of a season ago, And their floor leader, Samaya Nichols, 16 points. Has to sit down with 4 fouls. It's under 2 minutes to play here in the third.
And to answer my question a little bit earlier from Coach Justice, if I see Samaya Nichols go off the court, I am not turning down the pressure. Doesn't matter if the team that we're competing against is in the bonus or not.
1 of 2 at the line. Here's Knessa, now handling point guard duties. Evans on the trailer, deep 3. No good. O's was there for the stick back. And the foul. As Carla Ozma, hustling to get the rebound, will draw the foul.
And I actually think the foul was
they're going to say
off the ball.
They're going to say no bucket. The foul was ahead of time on El Tayeb. She is fouled by Ogayemi, and El Tayeb will head to the free throw line. So wave off the bucket, and El Tayeb misses the first.
I think they got tangled up fighting in a blockout situation there, and that's what the official saw first.
El Tayeb 1 of 2. Here's Kelly. He's heated up for Sam Houston State. Now with 12 to lead the way, wearing number 1. Here's the Kansas City product, Kemp. Back to Kelly. Got it to the left side again. Ozma holds firm this time, though, on the defensive end and gets the block shot. Kelly tried to steal it back, but kicks it away. Nice job by the freshman that time. Getting to Kelly with the shot clock expiring. She was trying to beat it again.
Yes, Kelly has certainly had a hot third quarter with that left-hand dribble drive, but being denied there in that possession.
And timeout by the Jayhawks. Knessa got herself trapped in front of the Kansas bench, and Brandon Schneider quickly calls timeout as the double team was approaching to save the possession. We'll keep it here with 1:07 to go in the third. Kansas by 13, but that one definitely a teaching moment timeout for Coach Brandon.
Coach Snyder knew how that story was going to end right there, as we've seen several times. Knessa getting caught in a trap right there on the sideline and not being able to work her way out of it. And so Coach Brandon thought better of it, burning a timeout, and now allowing the Jayhawks to reconvene with the side out of bounds play.
So Brandon Schneider in his 10th season, you probably know by now, but he prefers to be Coach Brandon. His father is Coach Schneider, and he's always wanted to be just Coach Brandon. He, in deference to his father, terrific basketball coach in his own right, still comes around quite a bit for practice and gives some input here in Lawrence. Back the other way. Here's Kemp. Fires up and gets it to fall. Sydney Kemp, the Kansas City product, gets her first bucket in front of a number of friends and family in the stands here tonight in Lawrence.
A nice heads-up play there by Kemp. She's had a little bit of trouble finishing over the taller defenders, but pulling up and shooting a mid-range jump shot with a touch and finding a way to convert that field goal.
Kansas City, Missouri product. Lee Summit West High School. She's played her entire career at Sam Houston State. Averaged 11.5 points per game a season ago. Made 51 threes, now playing off the bench in her senior campaign. But gets her first bucket back near her hometown. Ryan Knessa, meanwhile, at the free throw line. Hits them both. Grant in, and Ward Strong out of the Sam Houston State lineup. Kansas is led by as many as 16. Sam Houston State continues to stay in shouting distance. Turnover here. Knessa steals it away, but then Sam Houston State steals it back. Kelly now on the bounce. Head to Kemp. tries to go dribble on El Tayeb and draws the foul on the baseline.
And a crafty play there by Kemp, the veteran, taking advantage of El Tayeb's quickness and not being able to stay in front of her with the dribble drive there. Not necessarily to score, but to certainly draw the foul, as she was able to do that.
5'5" against 6'4" there. Kemp draws the foul and gets the free throws. Second foul on El Tayeb. There's the cheering section for Kemp. And gets the second. So a bucket and a couple free throws now for Sydney Kemp here in this third quarter. Trims the lead to 11. And they'll show a little zone here on the final possession. Canessa goes to dribble. And sliding over, and a charging foul on Laia Canessa, and Canessa will pick up her third.
The Bearcats showing the zone there at the end of the quarter, maybe throwing a little bit of confusion there at the young Jayhawk point guard, and accomplishing exactly what Coach Justice was hoping to, and drawing a turnover to get the ball back.
Kemp well off the mark on the buzzer-beating 3 attempt. Kansas will lead it by 11 as we head to the fourth quarter on ESPN.
Going to step up as the Bearcats were successful in that last possession of the third in zone, coming out and showing it again, seeing if the Jayhawks can figure it out.
And a charging violation on Harshaw. Kelly's there to draw it. They slide over initially just to pick up Harshaw in the zone, and then draws the contact and the foul. So Harshaw picks up her second. Turnover back to the Bearcats. Kelly working well at both ends of the floor. He's got 12 to lead the scoring and just drew a charge a moment ago. Now goes to work again. Stops and pops this one a little too strong. Canessa the rebound. 2 on 3. Canessa will take it. Inman got a piece of it. Evans gets it back for Kansas. Copeland now out front on the dribble, looking for some help. Here's Canessa to Evans. El Tayeb. Back to Harshaw. Evans gets an open corner 3 and can't hit. Long rebound to Oguyemi. But Wayne, the Jayhawks really missing. Obviously, you got the foul trouble tonight on Samaya Nichols, but really feeling the impact of no Yvette Mayberry here tonight, their senior backcourt leader.
Yeah, and certainly are, not only in her leadership, but also her ability to drive and finish, as Coach Justice wants to get her team together for another push here in this fourth quarter.
Jayhawks continue to lead by 11. There's a look at Yvette Mayberry, the senior guard out of Tulsa in her third season with the Jayhawks. 1,300 points in her career. She's been held out for a second straight game, nursing a bit of an injury. Just precautionary at this point. Jayhawks, you know, no excuses, but look like they're missing her tonight and her leadership on the floor. Samaya Nichols has been in foul trouble, and Mayberry, of course, a long experience in running point guard duties, now playing more of an off guard, or going to be here in her senior season. But Laia Canessa is getting kind of trial by fire, the sophomore, tonight at a point guard spot. Going through a little learning experience here this evening.
Yeah, and it's tough. And one of the things that's really difficult in that learning experience is that the Jayhawks don't have the ability to simulate this kind of pressure and aggression in practice. Elle Evans does a nice job of finding a nice turnaround jump shot from the Big 12 logo, and she's looking to get herself going. But she's been a little bit cold here the last 2 games as a Jayhawk.
Evans going to have a breakout game. She is a terrific shooter, but has scuffled to start the first 2 games. That's with 5 points here tonight. Block shot by El Tayeb, sending Ogayami's shot out of bounds. And Sam Houston State will inbound. Bearcats have forced 23 Jayhawk turnovers here this evening as well. Kemp to work, off the screen. Battle for the rebound. Kemp gets it back. The putback's no good, but a foul. Harshaw sliding over on the foul, and Sidney Kemp, the Kansas City product, will head to the free throw line for 2.
And we know how the Bearcats have been doing a fantastic job turning the Jayhawks over, but they're also showing a ton of fight on the offensive glass, racking up their 10th offensive rebounds, leading to an easy look from the free throw line for Kemp.
In and out at the free throw line. Kemp with 4 points. All here in the second half. And hits the second. Jayhawks again operating offensively in front of their own bench. You see Coach Brandon there at the bottom of your screen calling out the play. Got it inside to El Tayeb on a paint touch. Kick out. Harshaw for 3. And a whistle and a foul on the rebound. It's going to be on Elle Evans. She fouled Kayla Kelly, who probably wanted the you don't do it in basketball. In soccer, they do a play on. You know, if you foul, you can continue play. Because Kelly was off to the races.
Layup, yeah.
Down the other way. And said, we'll work down the half court. Evans picked up just her first. Kelly's 3 well off the mark that time. Canessa the rebound, looking to push. Now 3-on-1, no look pass. Evans, and couldn't hit the layup. The only rebounder there was Kelly. It comes away with it for Sam Houston State. Unlucky for the Jayhawks. Kelly trying to finish at the other end, can't. And El Tayeb the rebound.
Man, and I know Kelly missed the layup, but we got to talk about her want to, as that was a 3-on-1 possession there in transition, and she's the one that came up with the rebound. Not only did she come up with a rebound, but she kept it and went coast to coast.
Hard screen by Copeland, and is whistled for the foul right in front of the referee, Dee Kantner. And a pretty easy call there. Hard contact on the screen. And Copeland, the foul, turns it back over.
Yeah, not only was it big contact there, but it was not even in a scoring area, which I think is something that an official just feels forced that they have to call, and it was probably the right call in that.
All knocked away. Referees discuss it. It will be Kansas basketball.
And as we see the Bearcats retreat back to that zone, as the Jayhawks have yet to figure it out, but I got a feeling that the pressure will not be over with for this Sam Houston State team, as they're probably just waiting for the right time to be able to turn that pressure back up. When you're operating at a fourth quarter deficit, it's difficult to stay in the zone for the duration of the quarter.
Nice movement against the zone. Got the ball inside El Tayeb, but couldn't finish on the pass from Copeland. And out of bounds back to the visitors. One of those early season situations too, Wayne. I don't know how much Coach Brandon and his coaching staff have worked against, zone offense, but he's doing a lot of directing traffic at the offensive end right now for Kansas.
Yeah, and you have to, and it's a little bit of an odd front zone, as most typical zones are a 2-3, and every collegiate coach has multiple plays against that, as Sam Houston State showing a little bit of a different look from the zone angle.
So Kemp missed the 3, but the foul was on the rebound, and that was whistled on Kelly, much to the chagrin of Raven Justice and the Bearcats bench. We'll go the other way. That's a 4th foul on Kelly, who leads the Bearcats in scoring tonight with 12. She'll remain in for the moment. Canessa tries to beat the zone with the three. Harshaw with the rebound. Canessa on the bounce, had it stripped away. Turnover back to Sam Houston. Now a 3-on-1. Inman to Kelly and missed it. Copeland, nice job on the defensive pressure, forced the tough shot. Kansas now running the other way. Harshaw, the trailer, thought about three, went to the dribble and had it stripped away. And then I think she's going to get whistled for the foul as well. So the foul on Kansas's Brittany Harshaw.
And we see Inman doing a nice job in back-to-back possessions, using her length at the top of the key, that when the ball handler gets a little bit past her, she reaches from behind and either deflects or just bothers them enough to where they're not able to secure the ball enough to control it without turning the ball over.
So that's the 4th on Harshaw. So 4 on Harshaw, 4 on Nichols, 4 on Williams. 3 starters for the Jayhawks. Nichols and Williams come back with their 4. Harshaw will have a seat. Carla Ozma checks in. 2 fouls, or 2 players with 4 fouls for Sam Houston. Whitney Dunn, who led them in scoring in the opening half with 8, she's back on the floor right now. And then Kelly, just getting a breather right now, just picked up her 4th. She's leading the Bearcats with 12. Backdoor cut and a finish. Nice job on the make from Cognier.
And you referred to a little bit during the commercial break, football scenarios. Oftentimes, offensive coordinators like to attack a defensive back that just checked in the game. Carla Osma just checked in the game, the freshman, and they ran right at her in that scenario, cutting this deficit to 10.
Tried to run a nice back cut to get Nichols a corner 3, but good presence of mind from Kemp to get the hand up and knock it away. Lead down to 10. Jayhawks have led by as many as 16, but Sam Houston State not going away. Approaching the 4-minute mark here of the 4th. Shot clock already down to 5. Nichols will have to hurry. Gets it to Williams. She'll fire it up. Off the back iron, no good. And I think Evans knocked it off a Bearcat, and Kansas will maintain.
And a big-time hustle play there by Elle Evans. Maybe her best play of the night, extending this possession here. Showing some toughness and some grit, not giving up on the play with the reset shot clock and an important possession to keep this lead extended for the Jayhawks.
Nichols looking for someone to pass it into, and Kansas forced to call timeout before the 5-second call. So Jayhawks call a 30-second timeout to avoid the turnover, and that's the look of the veteran coach who's got that frustrated look. Give me that dry erase board as he draws something up in the Jayhawk huddle.
And again, no blood drawn there, as that was the right play that Samaya Nichols made. She did not see an easy entry pass, did not want a live ball turnover, especially in that out-of-bounds location where all the Kansas personnel was in the paint. That surely would have been a wide open layup opportunity had Sam Houston State come up with the basketball. Only thing is that difficult inbound location. There's not a ton of plays you have drawn up there for that deep corner spot.
They do switch inbounders, and Evans gets it in now to Nichols. Nichols goes to work in the lane, draws a double team, bounce pass, and Williams the finish. Back the other way quickly comes Kelly. Got to stop that left hand. She's real good with the left and drives to the hole. And a whistle and a foul. Samaya Nichols will get whistled for the push-off. That'll be her 5th. Jayhawk fans not happy with the call. Nichols will foul out with 3:35 to go.
Wow, we take a look at that play here on the video board. Center hung, and oh man, there was not much there.
Nichols looking shocked as Kemp draws the foul, and Nichols will foul out. You see there with 16 to lead Kansas. So big scenario now. Jayhawks leading scorer, their point guard Samaya Nichols fouls out with 3.5 to go. This game very much still in question. Kelly, top of the circle, with 14 to lead the Bearcats. Fournier in the handoff now to Kemp. Shot clock at 5. Dump it inside. Spinning to the hole and tied up. Possession arrow will remain with Sam Houston State. Got it inside that time to Oguyemi, but Reagan Williams is there for the tie-up.
And Oguyemi's been pretty quiet here in this second half as she got off to a great start. You were thinking that the Bearcats were looking for Kelly on the left-hand side of the court to get downhill, but no shot. Oguyemi in there.
No shot clock reset. The quick inbound, but Kelly throws up the air ball. So it's 1.1 on the inbound, so they had to hurry. Kelly did not draw iron. So they'll set up the full court pressure. They've been pressuring in the backcourt throughout. Now we'll back off a bit. Canessa will bring it across midcourt. Evans now to Osma. Canessa on the handoff now from Williams. Evans on the dribble. Inman steals it away with help. Turnover back the other way. Kemp will fire from 3. Off the iron, no good. Evans comes away with the rebound for Kansas. That was a big trip for the Bearcats. Got the steal, but could not get the finish to clip it under double digits.
And you can see the offensive uncertainty from the Jayhawks as there's been several foul calls and flop attempts on multiple screens there as they're trying to avoid fouling, but La'ie Canessa stays focused and assertive, getting all the way downhill for the finish.
Canessa on the drive, now with 9 points, and a foul on Copeland.
It seems like both these teams are having a little bit of trouble really figuring out how this game is going to be officiated. Either it's really, really physical and a lot is being allowed, or pretty ticky-tack. It's kind of a big pendulum swing back and forth that is keeping this one close.
Canessa now career high 9 points. Of course, pretty limited action last year. Had a high of 6 points a season ago, but gets 9 here tonight. Copeland was whistled for the foul. That's her second, sending Kelly to the free throw line. El Tayeb trying to check in as Williams will check out at a post spot.
And even though that was Reagan Williams' best spurt for the contest here tonight, Coach Snyder subbing in El Tayeb, likely with some more confidence of her securing rebounds and controlling the glass, which is going to be important here down the stretch.
Kelly now with 15 to lead all Bearcats scorers. Missed the second. Battle for the rebound between two Jayhawks. But it's going to be a whistle and a foul on Kemp on the rebound for Sam Houston State. Harshaw gets it across the timeline against the full court press. You see Sam Houston kind of backing off a little bit, even down double figures, not heating up quite as much, but they'll try to do it here in the half court. Fournier guarding Canessa. Canessa on the dribble. Backs down in the lane, up and good, and a foul. Didn't think there was a lot going there, Wayne. Ball wasn't moving around. Canessa was on the bounce, but found a way.
Man, and it certainly wasn't. And a nice job with Canessa these last two offensive possessions, who struggled early, keeping her composure and stepping up and knocking down two back-to-back baskets when it matters the most.
So Lyon Knesset's had a lot of pressure on with the foul trouble tonight on Nichols, and no Wyatt Mayberry, posting a career best 11 points, 4 rebounds. Missed the and one opportunity, so the Jayhawk lead at 13. Under 90 seconds to go. Missed shot from Kemp from 3. Harshaw comes down with the rebound. Picks up her dribble, looking for help. And Cognier hassling Knessa in the backcourt, did not get the whistle. Out of bounds to Kansas. Kansas will call timeout with 1:13 to go. And Brandon Schneider asking about what many in the building felt like was a call in the backcourt. Next action comes Thursday, so it's a busy week for the Jayhawks. Back at it on Thursday night against Omaha, 6:30 to start here on ESPN+. So the handoff there and a lot of contact. We've seen lesser contact be whistled in a foul, but no whistle there other than out of bounds. Cognier and Knessa.
And I think the ball's going to stay with the Jayhawks on that, but you can see as you look down court there that you've got 3 Jayhawks beyond half court, and as they've struggled with the pressure from the Bearcats all game long, it's going to take several of them to be able to shorten that pass and come back and be an available target as the Bearcats pressure is still bothering Lyon Knessa and Brittany Harshaw.
So not reviewing any type of foul, no foul, just reviewing the possession at the moment, which was called Kansas ball before the Jayhawk timeout. So Lyon Knessa's had the kind of best of both worlds. 11 points tonight. Her first double-figure scoring game as a Jayhawk. 4 rebounds, 7 turnovers, though, would be the number she'd like to have eliminated, but a really good learning experience for her, I think, especially in this one tonight. Jayhawks have faced a high-pressure defense. They've faced some foul trouble on their starters, and you got to find out, you know, exactly what you have, especially early in the season. And Knessa had some kind of highs and lows tonight.
Yeah, and she's having her highs here when it matters the most. Yep. Here in the fourth quarter as a point guard whose job is to lead this team, and she's doing just that in terms of handling the pressure, but then also when there's nothing happening on the offensive end, creating something out of nothing, which is something that we've seen Samaya Nichols do time and time again. She's taken a page out of the book of the starting point guard.
So the referees, I believe, are done looking at the replay. Coach Brandon still trying to get an explanation. And now Raven Justice getting the explanation. If I could relive, she said, that's fine, I get it. I'm not sure what the discussion was with referee Dee Kantner, but so Kansas will have the basketball, leading by 13 here with 1:13 to go. It has been a physical, aggressive ball game here tonight. Inbounds. Nearly stolen away. Evans able to secure it for Kansas. They get it inside to El Tayeb for the lay-in.
A nice job by Elle Evans there, keeping that pivot foot right near half court, not passing it back over, but using her length to throw the skip pass over the top, and one more pass from Copeland to El Tayeb for the easy finish.
Kelly quickly inside to Inman, who is fouled. So Inman at the free throw line now for 2, the foul on El Tayeb. Third on El Tayeb. 2 free throws now. The clock stopped with 43.3 for Nyla Inman. The junior has struggled tonight. 2 points, 1 of 9 from the field, 6 rebounds. Inman came in one of the double-figure scorers for Sam Houston State at better than 10 a game. It's over 10, 10.5 heading into tonight.
Yeah, and even though her output on offense hasn't quite been maybe what the Bearcats are used to, I think she's done a fantastic job defensively, being a real disruptor and helping add a lot to those Jayhawk turnovers.
Knocked out of bounds, or actually Copeland mishandling it out of bounds. Turnover back to Sam Houston State on the full court press once again.
And Hinman was right there in that play.
Yep. Kelly on the bounce. Spins in the lane, but travels.
It's actually been one of the few times that the Jayhawks have been able to keep Kelly from going left, and that's how you know a player is really a great scorer, when they know you're going to go left, but you can even find ways to get your shot off, as Kelly has for most of the night.
A dangerous but effective way to break the pressure that time. Threw it over the top, but Evans tracked it down and held the possession for Kansas. Here in the waning moments, Knessa on the dribble drive finishes with the bucket. 13 for Lya Knessa. You mentioned kind of saved her best here for the latter stages of the fourth quarter, overcoming some early turnovers and able to lead the Jayhawk attack here down the stretch. So another foul. Now with 7.3 to go, Al Tayeb picks up foul number 4. And sending Inman back to the free throw line.
Sam Houston State refusing to relent. Remaining competitive and aggressive until there's double zeros on that clock.
Inman misses the free throw. Well, they forced, I mentioned, 31 turnovers in the first game, 32 in the second, and they got the Jayhawks for 29 here tonight. So Sam Houston State will frustrate a lot of teams, it appears, with this style, and did for a good stretch of that game, but the Jayhawks will secure the victory here tonight by 15. Kansas improves to 2-0. 66-51 win over Sam Houston State